いらっしゃいませ。お待ちしておりました。
Going mountain climbing again? Where are you heading this time? Watzmann? Nebelhorn?
Spain, actually. To the tallest peak in the Pyrenees, Aneto.
You just finished a field mission. Shouldn't you take more than a day to recover?
I was only helping them establish an organizational system for the Arcanist database in Morocco, and I got plenty of sleep on the plane. What about you? Another late night of research by the looks of it? I've heard the people at Laplace are night owls too. You should fit right in with their schedule.
A genius's best thoughts always come at night. An overly poetic sentiment, to be sure. But I see it as a rational conclusion based on experience.
Remember,
I know, mows the lawn.
you look like you still have something to say.
This month, it is setting up an Arcanist registry. Last month, it was mediating an Arcanist dispute, cleaning up after the Foundation's mess. I don't think we need more examples. Greta, you're working like Mama sweeping the damn dust behind the door. She sweeps and sweeps, day after day, year after year, to abate a problem that could be solved by simply closing the window.
I know you aren't happy with always having to pick up after her in secret, but you shouldn't let Mama know that. But tell me, Bruderherz, do you think we should close the window forever?
No, what I meant was...
I never did properly tell you why I joined the Foundation. You're right. Field investigator work is as you say. But there are complicated procedures to follow. The actual situations are so simple, it hardly takes a genius to figure them out. Most of the difficulty comes from dealing with officials. It's entirely up to them whether they drop the red tape and empty rhetoric or raise their walls higher. And from a utilitarian standpoint, it's not a rational choice. After all, the promotion prospects are very limited.
Then why do you insist on doing it?
Adler, have you heard of Mount Godwin Austen? They call it K2.
The second highest mountain, after Mount Everest.
That's right. I like the name K2. Just a letter and a number. It's direct, bare, concise, unembellished. It perfectly captures the image of a brutal peak. That mountain has a higher death rate among climbers than that of the world's highest peak. Once you choose to climb it, you've already put your life in the harsh hands of nature. Even among mountaineering clubs, amidst the praise for your determination, I trust the majority of people would still exclaim, "Do you have a death wish?"
I don't follow.
The view from the peak of K2, it's different from yours, from the University of Göttingen, or from any other place in the world. That's what those people with a death wish are trying to obtain. Of course, most Foundation field investigators don't face such extreme conditions. I don't understand Arcanum. I don't understand the Arcanists it creates either. But these things are deeply rooted in our world. The Foundation is a great fulcrum, a window, a place to observe, and to participate. Even if I wanted to, there's no avoiding dealing with all kinds of Arcanists and Arcanum. They hide, tucked away among the many interwoven branches of bureaucracy. This is a view gained only by joining the Foundation. Each Arcanist becomes a new case study, because no matter how bizarre the phenomenon, once it is systematically documented and analyzed, it always falls into a chain of logic. Adler, why are you looking for a unified theory?
To make the world concise, summarizable. It must be noble and reliable to be suitable for life.
Do you think society can also have such a theory? Something that can integrate all this disordered, chaotic fragmentation and allow Arcanists and Arcanum to find a place among rationality? I believe that's what I'm doing now. I see these endless missions as brute force exhaustive research, like foolishly trying to count every grain of sand on a beach. Once complete, it will give a full view of both humans and Arcanists, founded in rationality and worthy of trust. You could call it Hoffman idealism. It certainly seems to be in both our blood, Bruderherz.
All right. Isn't it by time you left?
I heard Laplace is experimenting on arcane skill fusions these days. They plan to distribute equipment infused with the power of incantations to us investigators.
I'm not going to put my faith in some inexplicable magic weapon.
I expected you'd say as much. Then this might be more your speed. It's a Luger pistol, a regular firearm able to be disassembled and reassembled as you see fit.
A pistol?
I also have one. It's a Foundation-issued pistol for field investigations. I'd say I already have a solid eye for it.
Greta, what kinds of missions are you going on that require guns?
While extreme circumstances are rare, they are bound to happen eventually. In those cases, it doesn't hurt to have a gun. That goes for both of us. I'm heading out now.
Greta, wait!
Time waits for no one, Bruderherz. I have to go eventually. For every mountain in the world, there will always be someone who seeks to climb it.
Wait, Greta! I also...
Mr. Adler?
You've been out of sorts during our recent meetings, Adler. You should get more sleep. Sleep is a vital function for humans.
Thank you for your considerable insights into human nature. But that's quite enough. Now to our current situation. We need to figure out our next steps. Ludwig's reappearance has introduced a serious problem. The core is no longer in our hands. Our crossword puzzle has been torn to shreds, and we have no leads to speak of. Even the most skilled cryptographer can't reverse engineer a key out of thin air.
Seems like an easy fix to me. I say we take apart the toy box. Ludwig and the core are both in there, right? So take it apart. Let all its elements reset to their original states individually, then it'll be a breeze to analyze.
That's too reckless, Researcher Medicine Pocket. Dismantling the toy box might cause significant data loss. Or possibly even destroy the toy box itself. Then we'll be without any research subject at all.
Well, sitting here overthinking everything isn't gonna produce any results either.
Just reset it. We can continue with our original plan.
The toy box remains unstable. If we reset it in its current condition, there's no telling whether we'll return everything to its original state, or just cause even more chaos.
Ludwig's signal is still near the tower. We'd better come to a decision before he leaves.
No more hesitating. There's no use in waiting. Plus, since the data is restored after each reset of the toy box, we can start by assuming that the mishap with Ludwig has been fixed. We start with a hypothesis, then we test it. After this reset, we need to limit the changes inside the toy box as much as possible. That is to say, the fewer the people who enter the toy box, the better. It's best we only send one person.
I'll do you one better. Don't send anyone in and blow it to Kingdom Come.
Researcher medicine pocket.
Great! A brand new toy box and a brand new chance to fail! Consistently reproducing failed results follows the scientific method too, right? Seriously, none of us even knows what's in there, and you're saying we should send a single person in alone? You're totally fine with that, huh? Leaving all those insane pieces and that psycho Raven for some unlucky bastard to deal with?
This doesn't happen often, but I have to say, I agree with Medicine Pocket. Whoever decides to enter will be risking their own safety.
Ugh, what I was saying is that we shouldn't be wasting our brain power on this thing.
We also need to consider the pieces. They may just be data to us, but to them, this is their entire world. We must avoid destroying it if we can.
Oh, my dear Ulrich, I'm moved to pieces. If only the real Storm shared your glowing sense of humanitarianism.
Pardon, can I interrupt for a second? I have good news. I've tested the communicator's durability. Although the tower's effect grows stronger the closer you get, the unlucky person entering the box will be able to receive outside help up until they enter the tower. If we aren't giving up on that plan, that is.
That's great! But assigning 100 people to wash test tubes in a lab isn't gonna make the research go any faster. That's all that communicator's gonna give. A bunch of test tube washers.
Don't say that. If you gave me 10 research assistants who understood the Lane-Emden equation, I'd be pleased no matter what.
What I meant is that I will go.
You're a human, Adler. And at the end of the day, that toy box runs an Arcanum.
Thank you for the reminder, Bottle Brain. I'm certain you will all provide more help than test tube washing, like capturing arcane fluctuations and relaying the data through the communicator. Besides, I'm the cryptographer here. I doubt any one of you has undergone even a fraction of the cryptographic training required to reverse engineer a key from an as-of-yet unknown cipher.
Well, I certainly haven't. But I believe I understand now. You think Ulrich has a point too? Humanitarian care, no?
Where on earth did you get that impression?
All right. You're right. You didn't say that.
Whoa! Look at that ball of light in the sky. Huh! I'm starting to like this place.
I'm afraid that's this toy box's version of the moon.
Hey, those fir trees over there look like snowflakes.
Why don't you tell me something I don't know?
All right. I just thought some talk on cock curves might lighten the topic.
Can anyone tell me how to mute this thing?
Understood. Researcher Pointer and I will strictly control the other's input as requested.
Right. We guarantee we'll only bother you if it's essential.
Thank you. I'll contact you if necessary. Who's there?
Mr. Enigma?
Didn't expect I'd run into you here, Miss Marcus. Are you reading?
Yes, Mr. Enigma. I'm reading a story. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
That's the story? Ah, I understand.
Mm-hmm. It's about legends and people who write history. I haven't finished it yet. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Is there something I can help you with? Quick?
I'm looking for a tower. Do you know where it might be?
It seems a lot of people are looking for that tower. It might be on the other side of the forest.
Thank you. Miss Marcus, would you like to come with me?
I'm waiting for someone. I don't seem to remember who I'm waiting for. Brown.
Was she also looking for the tower?
The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
Forget it. I should go, Miss Marcus. Goodbye.
Please, careful. There's a fox, brown in the forest, lazy dog.
Thank you. How wonderfully eye-catching. What is this? Tantalus's punishment?
Danger! Closer, don't any come! Wait, you're...
It's me, a tiny, insignificant cryptographer. It's a pity we've never worked together.
Adler, how bad is it?
Oh, fine. Just a piece who's gone mad. Take a seat as you like, but no touching of the files and drafts around you. They may seem messy, but I assure you...
(4669-6E65).
Initiating research on a big unknown opponent. Sampling, analyzing... kindly make your way into the reagent bottles. We'll shake them to see if you're a solid or a liquid.
That almost made me laugh. Unfortunately for you, that is not enough to convince me to cooperate. Valid data.
Wow, huh.
Inherent defect captured.
Please live up to my expectations, Colin.
Bitch. Easy job.
No written report needed. They should push your management style everywhere. We have a problem. Even after all this walking, I haven't gotten any closer to the Tower of Babel. If anything, it appears to be growing farther and farther away.
We're all quite used to the language disorder by now, so that isn't much of a problem. And there isn't much need for him to communicate with anyone. But what does concern me is that moving tower. A brand new variable. What was it again? There was an expression I heard when I was trying to research Kipperinas and name these arcane skills. Oh, that's the one! People can only borrow language. They cannot reach the reality behind it.
We need to start considering the possibility of evacuating Adler early.
I doubt he'll agree.
Then prepare to evacuate him by force, if necessary. From what we've seen so far, the situation is far worse than predicted. Not only has the language disorder encompassed the whole toy box, but it's starting to leak out of it too.
Oh, you're right. You have been standing closest to the box. All right, I'll tell him. Saves the two of you from bickering again. Adler, can you hear me?
I hope you have some good news.
Sorry for what I'm about to say, but I'll keep it straight. The toy box's instability is higher than predicted. We advise you to return early. If you can't retrieve the core soon, we'll have to use our backup plan. Blowing up the box.
And Bottlebrain agrees with this?
I didn't want this either, but right now, there's no better solution.
Ulrich, what are you saying?
Ulrich, what are you saying?
The disorder is spreading to Laplace again. Your time in the box is limited. And according to the LSCC safety management regulations, ensuring your safety is the higher priority.
I understand. Give me 2 hours. If I don't make any progress, I'll return. Then, we can blow it up together.
2 hours, Adler. We'll do whatever we can to help. Researchers X, Medicine Pocket, and Hissabith are currently dealing with the spread of the disorder. I also need to step away for a moment to deal with it. Researcher Pointer is monitoring the toy box's situation. If you run into any danger, be sure to request assistance immediately.
I will.
I am not redoing the material reimbursement. Then you can choose not to submit it. But I must remind you that the reimbursement deadline is this Friday. The plasma extract has extremely potent side effects. The Plus ought to tear down the building and install turf.
Huh?
Are you done? You're wasting Laplace resources. Liberation for all the critters in the canteen!
What on? Practice validates theory. After I leave, I need to supervise X's experiments on critters more closely. I don't want to deal with this kind of thing on the outside too.
$526561647
Huh, wow.
Mm-hmm. 446965.
Whoops. An accident. Don't worry. Let's have a cup of tea.
Validator.
Huh, wow.
526561647.
This one's hard to miss.
526573756C7473 6F66 70726767726116D.
We're back. This time the disorder symptoms are visual, nothing too serious. It's a shame you can't see us right now, gathered around the toy box with symbols floating around our heads. What's the situation?
Nothing much to report. So, a piece just did something I'm sure we've all wanted to.
He applied for a massive amount of funds?
No. He killed the administrator who asked him to resubmit his invoice, then led a dozen critters in an attempted uprising.
Very extreme. Intéressant.
Now, there's no one here who wants to do anything like that to our colleagues.
To each their own. I'd like to confirm something. You just returned this moment, yes? Was anybody thinking about invoices, the canteen, or anything related to Picasma candy just now?
Hey, why all the questions? Mr. Enigma, this isn't exactly the time for a workplace interview.
Come on, stop the chatter and tell me, quickly!
Oh, you mean you think our observations out here are having an impact in there? Right. The approval you owe me, it's still in the back of my mind. You already got it, right? The bottle of Picasma?
That's the one. Now, I need you to give me some time. Stay away from the box. Do not observe my movements.
I see. We'll avoid any eye contact with the toy box.
Remember, we have forced evacuation measures in place, Adler.
As expected.
Hey, pal. Coming through. Sorry. Need to reorganize all these receipts ASAP. You heard him, didn't you? The deadline's Friday. Don't your projects need reimbursements too?
Thanks for the reminder. But my team is still waiting for funding approval.
Must be tough. Hang in there.
Ulrich, I assume you've also come to the same conclusion.
The correlation between the degree of observation and the toy box's abnormalities.
Exactly. Put this down in your report. The reason I made you all leave wasn't because I harbored any ill will toward my colleagues. As we all know, every new observer adds a degree of freedom. The higher the degree of freedom, the harder it is to converge at a single point. Someone wants to see a dark room, so they turn on a flashlight. But if 10 people in different corners of the room simultaneously turn on their flashlights, between all the beams of light, not one of them can see clearly. This we understood, but what we failed to account for was the light shining through the window, the people outside the room. Not only do those who enter the toy box increase interference, but so too do those who observe from the outside.
An astonishing conclusion, Adler, but it's a line of thought worth testing. Do you think 2 hours of basic cryptography training would be enough for one of our colleagues to enter the box and take your place?
No need to complicate things. We can cut off communications now.
What did you say?
Turn off the flashlight, and the room will return to its original appearance. Every flashlight, including my own.
Let me remind you again. You're not an arcanist. You can't detect the arcane fluctuations in the toy box on your own.
Yes, I can. Although the effects won't last for long. I still have faith in science, even in an era where rain falls in reverse. It's reliable by nature. Systematic, comprehensive, replicable. As for Arcanum, I may as well make the most of it while it's mine to use. Thankfully, its basic applications don't require deep understanding. I'll ensure my own safety.
Of course. You're an exceptional researcher, and our greatest cryptographer. You still have 30 minutes, plus the 2 additional hours we've approved. Best of luck. See you soon, Adler.
See you soon, Ulrich. What an absurd experience. Using my eyes to gauge the distance, what I saw was a far-off tower and the many difficulties to reach it. That, I realize now, was another result of my observation. Yet the moment I stopped trying to logically deduce its location, lo and behold, here it is. If arcanists truly live in a world of such unpredictability as this, it's little wonder many think they have mental problems. All right. Since everything's been reset, that thieving raven will likely reappear at the tower, with his shiny contraband in tow. The only problem is getting inside. There aren't enough footholds, and I'm not certain whether that structure up there is in fact a window. Open sesame. Arcanists can't just make up incantations, it seems. I thought as much. Surely, I don't have to delve into my imagination. Arcane skills. Arcane skills. How on earth do they figure out these things? I should have asked for a copy of a basic guide to using Arcanum before cutting off communications. Never mind. The principles ought to be about the same. Focus your mind and let the intensity of your thoughts bore a hole in the wall.
Not hoping to turn your thoughts into a sledgehammer, are you? I never expected the ever-logical Adler would have such a wild imagination.
Enough wasting time. Hand it over.
You didn't make all that effort making your way here simply to rob me, did you? Seems Laplace hasn't been so busy these days.
As you can see, your instincts have interfered with our work. If you enjoy collecting shiny things so much, I'll give you this communicator. Take it, or any other thing you want.
Empirische Urteile. Überhebliche Spekulationen. Ja, so denkst du. Und genau deshalb wirst du den Nutzern arkaner Fähigkeiten niemals begreifen.
That's irrelevant. Has the simulation been upgraded? Or are you being affected by corrupted data? The others haven't shared much personal information on Ludwig. Are you German?
Ich verstehe ganz genau, was du willst. Du bist viele Male in diesen Turm gekommen, um ihn zu zerstören. Und diese Farce eines Experiments. Dann hat sich etwas verändert. Du wurdest neugierig, wolltest seine Geheimnisse enthüllen. Der natürliche Instinkt eines Forschers. Doch du wurdest viel zu hastig in deinem Streben und hast begonnen, Dinge zu erforschen, die du niemals zu begreifen hoffen kannst.
Enough chit-chat.
Du kannst das Arkanum nicht begreifen.
Stop!
Darum kannst du diese Tür nicht öffnen.
You're the one interfering with my experiment, Researcher Adler. I need the core to help me unveil the mysteries of language. In fact, not long ago, I made a rather decent discovery.
Was that hypnosis a curse or a prophecy? Or is that nonsense, and yet nothing has come of it? Most likely needs time to activate. There's still half an hour left. Enough time to get you out of my way.
I need the core. It stays here.
Me? Is everyone else dead?
What interesting accident will happen next?
Deine Einmischung ist der eigentliche Beweis dafür, dass die Erschaffung einer perfekten Sprache notwendig ist. Es besteht keinerlei Notwendigkeit, dass wir uns auf diese Weise gegenüberstehen. Dieser Kern wird es mir ermöglichen, die schmutzigen Fehler der Sprache zu eliminieren und die Shannon-Entropie in ein vollkommenes Gleichgewicht zu bringen. Keine Abhängigkeit mehr von Kontext oder Erfahrung. Keine Mehrdeutigkeiten oder Missverständnisse mehr. Wenn die Entropie ihr Minimum erreicht, kann durch Sprache eine wahrhaft präzise und tiefgreifende Form der Selbstexpression erreicht werden. Und so wirst du schließlich vollständig begreifen, was ich beschrieben habe.
If you just surrender the core, there would be no reason to fight. Ich werde mir dein weiteres Geschwätz nicht mehr anhören. Computation check.
Huh. Wow.
Wear gloves.
So obvious.
Please live up to my expectations, colleague. Don't worry. Let's have a cup of tea.
Ha ha!
My apologies. Don't be
I'm
me.
losing my patience.
Am Ende bist du nichts weiter als ein weiteres Datensegment. Unfähig, dich an diesem Ort der Entropie zu erhalten.
Die Konsequenzen kollidierender Daten. Ich sollte besser einige stabile Datenübertragungskanäle einrichten. Zum Glück habe ich noch etwas Zeit. Just a crossword to solve.
Wow.
Sterilize.
Befreie dich von den Grenzen des Geistes.
Whoops. An accident. Don't worry. Let's have a cup of tea.
I'm losing my patience. Toes. I'm losing my patience.
Just a reminder. Watch your step.
Valid data.
All right, I'll handle the tech support.
Mind the machines on the ground. Bang.
Huh? It's already over?
My data? You've utterly destroyed it.
We both know the box will reset. And you'll go back to your chattering, Raven.
Ah, yes. The pieces exist in a world that may be reset. One might think their lives are full of opportunity and that everything is recoverable. But under special conditions, these pieces can also die.
What do you mean?
The core's contents have the ability to interfere with everything around it. It can tear your mind apart, even scramble your data into a jumbled mess. Opening its protective shell won't bring you the results you're looking for. Ludwig already paid the price for his curiosity. His experiment failed, and his mind was imprisoned here. It wasn't until a short while ago that he finally departed. I am merely a segment of leftover data, an attempt to warn other curious minds to stay well away from danger.
You mean to say your actions came from good intentions? Care to explain that incantation of yours? It still hasn't taken effect.
It was meant to change your mind, to prevent you from comprehending the arcane presence here. In stopping you from entering the tower, you would be protected from the madness and ruin that awaits. There's no need for you to go the way of the other pieces who came here, breaking down piece by piece, until you eventually vanish into nothing. But you needn't worry. It won't be long until my arcane skill ceases to function.
I've never had the opportunity to work with Ludwig. But based on your simulation of him, I can guess he's a stubborn, conceited, curious, egotistical fellow.
Oh, not really. Just a raven cursed with knowledge, trying his best to protect those who come after.
A typical Laplace employee.
You're unhappy.
No. I was only thinking that perhaps there should be someone who helps bear the risks and makes decisions on behalf of these geniuses. Working alongside colleagues with no understanding of lab safety protocols comes at too great a price. Having a branch director go missing for so long must have certainly affected productivity.
But you and I have never worked together.
We've been colleagues for the last 10 minutes.
You're not going to heed my warning, are you? You're still going to remove the core to satisfy your curiosity.
I am going to take it. Because I want Laplace to remain a place for people like you. Someone has to do something.
What a coincidence. Some of the previous pieces who came here said a similar thing. Their data was also destroyed. Unless new data is uploaded, they'll never appear in the box again. I'm not entirely sure what to call it. I hope you'll forgive me for presuming it as death. Which, I believe, is precisely what I'm experiencing now. Farewell, my colleague. I wish you all the best.
Farewell. Next time a colleague disappears without a trace, they'd better leave behind more clues first. Not even a crack. This isn't drawn on, is it? No visible locks. No signs of arcane skills either. Greta's been here. She found a way through. There must be a way.
Researcher Adler? Researcher Adler, how are you? We've all been quite concerned about your condition. The results of our investigation into the storm have arrived, and everyone's fighting to form research teams. This might be a bit presumptuous, but we'd like to invite you to join us.
That's right. You probably don't remember, but during a cryptography lecture at the University of Göttingen, you said every puzzle has a solution, and that if there is no answer, it's just because we haven't figured out the rules yet. This is just like that, a crossword puzzle that nobody's ever solved. We'll be entering new territory, the first to research the storm.
And we'll be the first to find a solution, to figure out the truth.
A solution? A solution that can be overturned at any time by the appearance of an inexplicable presence? Only a fanatic would find joy in all this. At least they finally have some evidence that gods are here.
I hear they've given you a nickname, Bruderherz. Enigma. You must admit your colleagues have quite a sense of humor. And taste, if you ask me. You may be helping with some decoding work in here, and somehow turned me into your personal news and paper delivery girl. But this house isn't a laboratory, nor your dorm, and it's certainly not an emergency shelter. There is no harm in returning to a normal life.
I'm listening.
No, you aren't.
All right, fine. I'll say what you want me to say. How's the situation outside, Greta? Everyone must be very busy. They've given up on sending smart robots to my door, and they haven't asked me to join their various research teams for quite some time. Has the storm research had any new breakthroughs? Is everyone in high spirits? Busy coming up with great ideas?
Another storm hit. It was sudden. I heard there were researchers gathering data outside. They didn't make it back in time. The situation as a foundation isn't much better.
Is that so? I see. I've attended lectures at Laplace. The researchers firmly believe they can discover the truth. It's utter conceit. But that's the way it should be. I'll take up that role and do what you've been nagging me to do. I'll take care of those pesky committees. But just so you know, I'm not doing this for the higher-ups who look down on us, but for the people who look up to us from below. Because I want Laplace to remain a place for people like you. Someone has to do something. I should have done this a long time ago. No. No need to speculate on how the past could have gone. There's an excellent opportunity right here and now. Everything inside the toy box changes with observation. It faithfully recreates my every thought, perception, and idea. Turns out, there was no wall around the door after all. Back where I started. Not bad.
The core can read one's thoughts and make the toy box manifest whatever one desires most. I wanted to create a language without limits, a language everyone could understand and use. And so, it rebuilt the Tower of Babel for me. It is far too powerful. If you take it, you'll be engulfed by it. Something I don't want to happen. But it's clear you've made your decision. I'm powerless to stop you. I can only wish you the best of luck, and hope you stay true to your convictions. If I had the time, I'd like to have witnessed what it creates for you.
All right. Adventure's over. Good. It's created a new code under my observation. A familiar, basic code. And a hint. Das Zeitalter der Menschen ist zu Ende. Arcanum. The Visionaire cipher. A multi-layered application of the Caesar cipher. In this scenario, using Kaczynski's test to reverse engineer the key from known ciphertext is the most suitable approach. Usually, the key isn't particularly long. It was most likely repeated to generate this ciphertext. Simply find the repeating character sequences and use the distance between them to infer the key's length. It must be a multiple. Where did I put that German letter frequency table? First, calculate the index of coincidence. Then, try each possible key combination in order. Laplace's computers must operate at remarkably high speeds. All that remains, then, is to pick out the plain text with the most meaning. Done. And to think this is the answer generated from my observation. I'd expected it to be something far more mundane, like squash or answer. Zukunft. This is... These intense arcane fluctuations. I've seen them before. Verdammt. First, I need to... I must have seen something like this before. I'm... Yes. It was when they tried to read that incantation aloud. High concentrations of asymmetrical nuclide R were detected in certain locations. Upon inspection, these concentrations were not correlated with any external factors. These locations did not follow any particular distribution pattern, nor did they overlap with the results of our geological surveys. Based on our current research, the arcane fluctuations at these locations are similar to those of an activated Hoffman knot, both sharing the same tremor frequency. Some posit this as a blessing of sorts, resulting from the worship of a supreme existence. For example, the School of Aperons believe in the Boundless One, spared them from the effects of the storm. And Miss Amundsen's self-described worship of the Mother Spirit is most likely connected to the mutation she underwent. All of these locations had records of relatively extended periods of deity worship. Supreme existence? Deity? If there were a unifying theory to describe the entire universe, even these so-called gods would be scientifically explained. What a helpful little assistant you are.
The news you brought back was very interesting, Simone.
Madame Z has always maintained a cooperative attitude toward Laplace. It should have come as no surprise to you.
I did not expect Laplace would receive such unique research materials. The details contained in the core of that toy box have created a new basis for greater exploration and research into the storm. Perfecting the immunity ritual has become a more likely possibility. The report also mentions that researchers Adler and Medicine Pocket collaborated to develop an antidote for picrasma extract. I did not use the wrong names, correct?
Correct. Your data loss has alleviated considerably. Although a significant portion of data still remains irrecoverable with our current abilities, it's only a matter of time until we find a solution, Madame Lucy.
Good. Then, I will apply for some even more complex research tasks when the time comes. I have finished composing a response to researcher Adler's letter. First, the antidote is undoubtedly an invention with immense practical value, allowing picrasma extract to be used to greater effect. However, their testing methods went against regulations. They have violated Articles 51 and 106 of the Laplace Laboratory Code of Conduct. While I congratulate researcher Adler on his official appointment as director, I must also warn him that he will appear on this month's public notice board for these violations.
In other words, everyone will see his appointment and his breach of regulations announced side by side. Based on my estimates, this has a 92% chance of occurring, approaching certainty.
There is something else I do not understand. Does Laplace currently have a large surplus of paper? All this information could have been relayed via communication device.
It's generally considered that letters are a more formal form of notice. Any other thoughts on his appointment? Would you like me to monitor researcher Adler's performance during his first 3 months as director?
There is no need to scrutinize this specific matter, Simone. I am still functioning. Thus, there are still people who seek answers to the world's unsolved mysteries, and those who work to uncover its unknown principles. We continue to walk the path of progress.
This is a very thorough report. And knowing where you stand, it's safe to say Laplace won't be facing many more problems for the time being.
Our research will continue until we uncover the truth behind the toy box. After we establish the toy box research group, I'll be sure to submit more detailed reports of our results. What you have there is far from our final conclusion on the subject. Or on our collaboration with the Foundation.
Anyone who gives a final answer without careful consideration is either a gambler or a cheat. I'm glad to see your prudence and rationality as a researcher remain as dependable as ever. Of course, I'm even happier you finally decided to be more than just a researcher.
I'm sorry, but even now I still don't fully understand your decision. I also have one more condition.
Go ahead.
Before my appointment is officially announced, I want to meet with the Timekeeper. The Foundation's stance is not fully representative of the Timekeepers, is it?
Under the framework of a new bill, the Timekeeper and her team do enjoy a greater degree of autonomy. Regardless, this isn't a difficult request to fulfill. Laplace's research findings have made many major contributions to the Timekeeper's operations. Rebuilding trust during this period of turmoil is essential.
You've become quite proficient at all this. And I'm just finally starting to get used to it.
Maintaining Laplace's independence, meeting with the Timekeeper. Is there anything else?
Before the Foundation requests the details of any of Laplace's research, they must inform me what it will be used for. Can you accept this?
The Foundation has never deliberately concealed anything from Laplace. We've always guaranteed your right to know.
Yes, but the reasons they provide could easily be half-truths, or arrive late. I don't mean to make your life difficult, but you know better than I the reality of how the Foundation operates. Judging by your reaction, you can't make that promise. I expected as much. I have no other requests.
Very good. You'll be notified of the official appointment within a week, after which it will be announced to every department. Hopefully, we won't run into any trouble. You have a lot of paperwork ahead of you. Why not start with a tidy up? Some advice from someone with experience. Those paper stacks tend to shrink after a little organization.
Resorting to psychological suggestion?
If it gets the job done. All in all, congratulations to you, Adler, and to Laplace. You've secured a positive future for this place.
Marguerite. I've seen your research. Not half bad.
Thank you, Mr. Adler. And congratulations. Go on in, Mr. Adler. Everyone's waiting.
Happy birthday!
What the hell are you all doing?
It's a celebration, Mr. Enigma, for your birthday. And for your appointment as director, of course.
Today isn't my birthday.
Oh, that doesn't matter. You can celebrate it early. The most important thing is today is a day worth celebrating.
There's cake. Is that dairy cream? Or something plant-based?
Wait.
Our readings have shown higher concentrations of cortisol and adrenaline in the air. We've all been under pressure lately, you most of all, Adler. Your index is higher than anyone else's. A celebration like this gives everyone a chance to relax, which in turn will make them all the more productive with the upcoming workload.
Well, this is a birthday party, isn't it? Make a wish, Enigma. What's that? You want me to make one on your behalf? Well, if you say so. I wish, more than anything in the world, for my approval form to pass today. I need to sample the outer material of the toy box.
Denied. Your plasma consumption research already jumped the queue. And we need to maintain the structural integrity of the toy box. Hey, step away from the box. No. Listen up! As you all know, I will be serving as Laplace's director.
Sans blague! You don't say!
We were hardly surprised by the decision. You'd already been doing the work for quite some time. All this goes to prove that, even though you needed some time to adjust, Madame Lucy's judgment was correct.
I suppose I've well and truly picked up some useless habits.
And? Anything else you want to say, Director?
In short, I will do my best. Until we find someone better suited for the job. Diejenigen, die nicht vom Sturm geholt werden. Wohin gehen sie, wenn sie sterben? Eine Frage, die noch immer unbeantwortet bleibt. Ich glaube nicht an die Existenz von Göttern, noch an irgendeinen Himmel oder eine Hölle. Ich wünschte, du könntest mir deine Antwort geben, Greta. Ich wünschte, ich könnte dich selbst fragen. Bang.
The age of humans has come to an end. But you can continue living. In our new age.